Welcome everyone to the Real Whovians cast. I am your host Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Scott. What's up, Scott?
Hello, well.
All right, guys. I do apologize. This was just put together like instantly. I had reached out to Scott earlier, but then I fell asleep, and then when I woke up, he sent me a message like 10:30, I guess 9:30 your time. But then on Twitter, stuff unfolded even more about this. So here's let me give you context of what happened. Um, you know that me and Noel from Tardis are enemies, and
Yeah.
Noel had attacked me in the
Noel's
summer.
basically a shit disturber.
Yeah, he attacked
Let's
me
put
in
it
the
that
summer
way.
to make a grand entrance in his return to Doctor Who. So he bashed me and attacked me on Twitter saying I was going after bullies, the Whovian bullies, and he was making a claim that I was the Whovian bully, and he had to come back to take me out and start talking about Doctor Who. He was becoming like a freedom fighter, fighting for Ireland. He stopped talking about Doctor Who. He did a whole thing. Then he decides to come back and use me as a stepping stone to come back, right? So what followed was the usual bullshit. His right hand man, problem being, started harassing me on Twitter with his fake accounts. Now, in the past, um, it has been all referenced how many accounts problem being has had. He had to go with people. He admitted to it. He had all fake accounts because he kept getting banned on Twitter. So
Mm-hmm.
he started attacking my books. He started attacking my gaming. He started attacking my YouTube channel. He started flagging everything, flagging my credibility. Him and Noel double team. And then Noel's trying to acknowledge that it's not problem being, he's not doing anything. Problem being, kept attacking my gaming streams and gave out my real address on the thing.
Ooh, that could really get his ass into
Well,
trouble.
that happened. So, funny thing is that Noel had he was always trying to say that what I'm saying is not true and what he says is true in his source. And he did a live stream giving me death threats, if you remember, on his channel. And he also said that the Wikipedia pages and Who War Strikes Back, which was all satire. You know how many years I tried to get that taken down? It was all bullshit. And he said it was bullshit in there, but he
Mm-hmm.
goes on a live stream with a panel and he says, this is the definitive true history of Matrix Lord 2 and 2. He actually pissed off the creator of Who Wars
Oh,
and the
no.
Wikipedia pages because he was using their stuff to twist. So they didn't want to be a part of that because they didn't like him.
Yeah.
So he actually got them to take it down because they don't like him. So all these years I wanted that taken down. They contact me apologizing what an effing moron he is. They took down everything. The Who Wars Strikes Back Facebook page, the Wikipedia pages about the Whovian Tube War, me,
Yeah.
the real Whovians, all this bullshit they created, which they said in there legally that it was satire and not true because they don't want to get sued,
Yeah.
like a parody. Excuse me. So this is going on and on and on. Then he disappears for the holidays, right?
So
Doesn't even watch.
Santa.
Yeah, he disappeared. Well, I didn't watch Joy of the World. Now he returned yesterday. And the first thing he did was he started bashing the shit out of me again without mentioning my name, but referencing all these videos I've done.
Mm-hmm.
Tried to say, destroy my credibility and everything, right? Now he does, he's got a whole panel on there. He's got the girl Queen Charlotte, which she starts acting weird like she's never been before. Jack Rabbit, this other guy, Matt Pod or something, problem being, of course, and himself. And they start doing a whole live stream, first on me, bashing me in the beginning of it. And then they doing this whole thing about Shooty Gatwa, the 15th Doctor's behavior, right? Do you know, like, I didn't know any of this. I just got this sent to me. Um, Remember how I don't know if I was you were aware. I made a joke in a video about creating the Whovian human resources
Yeah.
to basically police the whole Whovian community and
Yeah,
go after.
yeah, like
And,
RTD.
right. So these kids saw that and thought it was the coolest fucking thing ever, and reached out to me and they're like, "We want to be a part of that." I'm like, "Look, I don't want no group going after people, hurting people." They're like, "No, we'll make it our own, whatever." So they became this fictional group that I created. And what they do is, it's like a whole bunch of friends. I guess they all go to school.
Yeah.
I don't know where they're from, but they're all in their, I guess, early 20s or something. I don't know if they're in college or whatever they call that in UK, whatever. So they all started going on all the Whovian streams and exposing all these assholes. So the guy they made him the leader. The guy Agent is called Agent, I guess. I don't know what Agent, whatever. He fucking today. Well, is it today? I guess it's today. Wee hours in the morning, had found out on Twitter that the guy that posted these pictures of Shooty Gatwa in topless and just like, oh my god, look at me, whatever. It's fake. It's AI created. That it's not on his page. It's on this other guy's Tumblr that he created. You ever see the images where they have like P. Diddy kissing like George Washington or something, or these babies fighting a panda?
They're deep fakes, in other words.
Right, deep fake created AI that does. The guy said it doesn't line up with his body structure from his real pictures. Like he actually looks bigger. Like they made him look. I guess his stomach looks smaller or something. So what happened is he's claiming that the Thin King or something is connected with Tardis, and Tardis had them create all this fake stuff so he could create a grand entrance to do a comeback on a live stream that he's been gone for weeks, and try to paint the picture that Shooty Gatwa doesn't give a shit about Doctor Who. He's a bad role model. He should be fired. He's exposing himself. And it's all, allegedly, it's all bullshit. It's all AI.
So great. What would be really great if RTD got a hold of this and went after Noel himself.
Yeah. Well,
personally, I think that's what should happen.
And this is not the first time that Noel has done this.
Big Wolf and Big Finish guy got done with Noel. I don't think he'd be able to show his ass on YouTube, Twitter, or whatever secondary, thirdary social media site.
And the sad part is, like, the woman Queen Charlotte I never saw her as the type to be part of this bullshit. In fact, I thought she left him because she didn't want to be part of this bullshit. She came back, and she's like a female Noel. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm watching this shit. I can't even fucking believe it. That she is saying that Shooty Gatwa is out, that he's rebelling against RTT. And she created this whole story, right? Now, here's the thing. Her whole basis on this is he was not at the proms. He was not at this thing, this thing, this thing. Honey, he's doing 2 movies. He's doing a music video. He's doing a play. On his time off, he has to film 10 months out of the year. Give the guy a fucking break. The guy gets 2 months off, okay? And then he did film while he's doing the fucking play. They got him in the TARDIS. He filmed a segment for the proms because they grabbed the thing that they filmed in New York City, right? Remember how they were going to film something in New York City? Yeah. They grabbed the maestro. She's doing a play, and then she got dressed up, Jinx Monsoon, as the maestro. She shot this whole thing for the proms, a new thing that she returned intact again. And then they filmed Shooty doing a segment too, but he was doing the play, but they got him to film. So if he didn't give a fuck,
just because he can't physically be there, they at least got him for something for the proms.
So if he didn't give a fuck, he wouldn't have fucking juggled doing a play. And like she painted this picture that he don't give a fuck and that he's mad, and they created this whole storyline. He's mad at RTD. So what happened was they watched Mr. H Review's video about Shooty getting fired months ago. Remember that? So on the stream too, Noah's lying, saying, remember back when Shooty first appeared, his first video when he was dressed in his outfit with Millie Gibson, Ruby Sunday, and he's like, "Oh, look at my rings." Oh, like, and they're in a parking lot. Remember? Supposedly he was cursing. I think it was it might have been on the air or not or whatever.
Yeah.
And Russell T Davis got pissed off because he's like, the doctor doesn't curse, and even if you're doing filming or whatever, you can't curse. So he ripped Shooty apart. Now Shooty said this to the public that he fucked
Yeah.
up. They did articles about it. It's in print why Russell T Davis ripped into Shooty. Noel creates this fake lie in the live stream saying it was because he was smoking and he was doing stuff with kids, repeating what Mr. H Reviews said in Mr. H Reviews did that video where he said he was fired.
He could get sued. He could
Yeah.
get sued big time.
And Mr. H Reviews said, take it with a pinch of salt, because he didn't want to get sued, but Shooty Gatwo's been fired. He's been smoking on the set. He's been talking to whatever the kids and doing bad behaviors. Noel took that from that video and tried to make it like that is why. That was a better reason why Russell T. Davis screamed at him and yelled at him. And that never took place. It was all fake fiction. Even Mr. H said it may not be true. Noel took that. And his whole panel is lying. You got Problem Being, who's lying through his teeth. Queen Charlotte, who's making the big presentation about Shooty Gatwa's rebellion stage against Doctor Who, and that he's out. Either he's quitting or he's fired or he's done, he's mad. They're so full of shit. You got the guy Jack Rabbit. Remember that guy that did the thing with rabbits and bunnies with Doctor Who? And remember we were talking about
vaguely,
this, how vaguely that what they did was Problem Being and Noel's whole group set up for him to yell at Russell. They tricked the kid into doing that. And then when he was vocaling off against Russell famously said all over the internet, "Go fuck yourself." Remember that?
Yeah.
They staged that, and the kid was too stupid to fucking realize it, so they could have content for weeks. And I remember at the time I was friends with Noel and them, and I was fighting with Problem Being. I'm like, why are you doing this to this kid? Because he was telling me in DMs that the kid has nervous breakdown. I'm like, you fucking did this for content? You pushed a kid who loved Russell T. Davis to death, right? You pushed the kid to yell at Russell, and the kid thinking that it was okay to yell at Russell, that Russell's not going to yell back. Russell was in shock and said, "Go fuck yourself," which he had a right to, remember?
Yeah, he did.
And I said I was going to put the kid on the Real Whovians cast because I didn't want him to be emotionally damaged by this bullshit, and I wanted to expose Noel and Problem Being, and Problem Being like, begged me, "Don't do this, I'll take care of it, I'll fix everything."
I wouldn't trust him for love or money.
They did that. They pushed this kid. They created this scenario, and he's too stupid to realize, and they pushed this kid to do that. And then his idol destroyed his heart. And then they got him on their side with hating Doctor Who, and now he's best buddies or more with Problem Being. I don't know if they're dating or whatever, but they're going to Nosferatu together. But like they did this. They basically self-created, like a super soldier serum of Captain America. They created a bad Whovian, and they made this kid turn on Doctor Who for the sake of content, for a week's worth of content. That was ridiculous. And so Noel is not like above, like he doesn't give a shit because he tried to make his audience believe the fake Wikipedia page is about me. When it said in the page it was fake, he went on air, besides giving me a death threat that he wanted to come to Staten Island and drown me in the river and kill me. And that if I ever did anything to his channel, he'd fucking kill me. And YouTube still never took that down, right? It would become the biggest lawsuit in history, mind you, if I ever became rich. It'll be all over the place. But he made money, ad revenue off that. YouTube made money. It's the biggest fucking joke on the internet. But he lies constantly. So now their friends created this AI fucking thing of Shooty, and they made a live stream about a fake thing that doesn't exist at all because there's nothing to talk about with Doctor Who. So he wanted to, just like he attacked me, to come back, try to make me a bully. This is, I have to say alleged, because this is what they're claiming or whatever stuff, whatever. And I don't need to get sued either, but this is what agents claiming from the Whovian Human Resources. But if you look at the picture of Shooty on Twitter that they're showing, that he never posted on his Instagram and that doesn't line up. Like, he actually looks bigger in his Instagram, like more heavier than he does. There's no way he's that. There's no way he's that thin. No. So, and now it's funny because all these people are commenting about it like it's real, so they can push the narrative. But shame on them. And then the thing is, I guess Agent went on because I guess they're friends with all these podcasters. The guy Type 40 podcast, I saw he asked, Agent asked him, "Are you a part of this fake bullshit campaign?" Because Queen Charlotte is a member on your podcast. So, like, she was on Noel's first, and then she went on his, but then she went back to Noel. So he's like, they asked him, because he mentioned Dan Headley, the Spacebook, and Type 40 in that live stream. So I guess Agent and the group want to know what Type 40 podcast has a part in all this. I got to say one thing. We've been doing this for how many years? Since 2011?
I've lost count.
2011. If there's no Doctor Who news, there's no news.
No,
right?
No.
You fucking do something else. We created the Everything Show, where we could talk about any fucking thing we want other than Doctor Who if there's no news.
They can't do that because their lives are dependent on Doctor Who, and their lives outside Doctor Who, there's nothing for them. So that's why they do it.
You do your own thing. You do your DJing. You do your walkabouts. I do my gaming. I do the Everything Show. You do the Everything Show. We all do different podcasts. So if there's no Doctor Who, that's it.
It's like you said in a past cast, you're not going to do a cast saying, "Oh wow, such and such has got a new hairdo or such and such got a new pair of shoes." That's not news.
As much as I want to do podcasts all the time, which I can't with my gaming, but if I did, right, I'm not going to do a cast for bullshit stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
It has to be concrete shit that we would do a cast. And again, I just ate raviolis. I never do a podcast right after I eat. But like you said, you want to do a quick one. I'm like, all right, let me get it in there because this shit's crazy that's going all over Twitter. So again, look, my whole take is this. Like, there's no need for theatrics. Like, he wanted to stop being a freedom fighter for Ireland.
He wants to be a shit disturber, basically.
If he wanted to just do podcasts and do stuff about Doctor Who and live streams, then fucking do it. You don't need to create this thing on Twitter that you need to come back to take me out as a bully when I'm not a bully, and make a whole thing like a movie trailer, like that you came back because of me. This shit is absolutely fucking ridiculous. Okay? Absolutely fucking ridiculous. And the fact that problem being attacked my gaming streams, put my address out there, trying to destroy me, and then people destroyed him because they released his address and the pictures of his house.
I'm not saying that, but
you know what? And then all of a sudden, when that happened, you know the funny thing is, it got all quiet with me. They never talked about my address again because his shit got leaked. So I'm not trying to say that's, I condone that behavior, but fuck you, basically, asshole. You got karma. You got karma, you bitch. But or queen. He wants to be referred to as Queen Problem Being or some shit, whatever the fuck his name is. Anyway, you don't create the news, and this shit. No. If you want to be
you start creating too much, then it proves how talented you are.
Yeah. So it's hysterical how there's a fake post allegedly on Twitter that was not part of Shooty's Instagram, that they made this whole story up so they could do a live stream. Allegedly, that's the stupid. I mean, it's so fucking stupid. And why would you do that, right? Why would you throw your credibility now the Tardis zone will be labeled as full of shit forever.
Mhm.
And anybody that was in that panel, Queen Charlotte, Jack Rabbit, Matt Potts, Problem Being, they're all going to be labeled as full of shit, lying, making up shit.
And the fact that they made the comment about Shooty and kids could make them liable for the lawsuit.
Right, you try, and then fake story about he got yelled at for smoking and kids. That never happened. That was Mr. H said that in the video. So Tartazone's like takes shit from other people's shit, tries to make it his own. You know, it's fucking so. He doesn't have a source. He doesn't have shit. He's so full of crap. And now, agent from the Whovian Human Resources exposed him. And you know what? That's it. Now we'll see what happens. You know, I can tell you right now, I bet you anything, they're going to shut the fuck up real fast and they're going to go into hiding. Because, like, you just fucked up. You fucked up. You fucked up. Queen Charlotte. And you know what? Queen Charlotte left him. I don't understand that. She left him. She went to do Type 40. So now she lowers herself, putting herself on Tardis zone, and she becomes that which she wasn't and lies. And now she's going to go back to Type 40, which is a reputable podcast, and she's going to be a representation of Type 40, that she's a lying,
she destroyed her own
fucking bitch. And I'm sorry, but no offense, but yes offense, you're a lying bitch because you are trying to make a story that Shooty Gatwa doesn't give a fuck about Doctor Who, that he wasn't at the proms. Bitch, he's fucking filming a play. How fucking... You want to make it like you're fucking on a panel and you fucking know what you're talking about?
Or just get
you
off
don't know... Bitch, you don't know shit. Okay, we covered this, right? The guy, Shooty Gatwa, he films 10 months out of the year, you stupid twat, right? He fucking did a movie with Benedict Cumberbatch and Olivia Colman, right?
Yeah.
He did a secret movie we're not allowed to say, even though we know what it is.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be a shocking thing that he's in this movie and whatever. So I can't say it as much as I want to say it. I can't say it.
Yeah, we can't say a word about it.
Right? So that's 2 movies. He did the voiceover for the music video, right, with his friends.
Oh,
remember that?
Yeah.
And he did a play, right? And while he did the play and while he was doing the play, they were doing the proms. And he fucking filmed a segment just like they went to New York City to film Jinx Monsoon as the maestro. So, like, if the guy doesn't give a fuck, he's not going to film anything. He doesn't have to film shit while he's off. I don't think they understand that. But you know what the funny thing was? You know how we were saying we didn't know how they were getting out of the Dalek contract?
Yeah.
The Daleks appeared in the proms. So that's technically counted as an appearance. So think about it. They appeared in the 2023 60th anniversary Red Nose Day segment.
Yeah.
That's counted as a Doctor Who appearance because they said it's canon. And I guess the proms is canon. So that's an appearance. So now they have to appear somewhat in 2025 on something, could be something stupid, until they're ready to really appear, I guess, in 2026 when we heard that the Daleks are going to be in season 3.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm so disappointed in Queen Charlotte because I thought that her leaving the Tardis zone was that she didn't agree with what he was doing and she went to a more reputable podcast. Yeah. And now she's back with this jerk and she's lying through her teeth. And they did a whole live stream about a lie. And I just can't believe he was talking about me for the whole beginning of it again. And then they lead it into this whole video about let's talk about Shooty Gatwa's behavior. No, it's an AI. Do you ever see the thing on, you know it's AI. Do you ever see the thing on YouTube where they have fake Jenna Ortega Wednesday and fake Wolverine and fake this? That's AI. They created that superimposed, just what Noel on his video took my video and he put Ricky Gervais's face over my own and he said that I'm a liar and a grifter and he bashed me to music of Benny Hill, right? It's AI. They created an AI of Shooty Gatwa on this Tumblr This guy that has a gay Tumblr and he's having people that kiss and shit like that,
Yeah.
right? We seen all that shit where they had Trump kissing Kamala Harris, fake AI stuff. The guy created fake AI, and they passed it off as real. How stupid is that? His stomach doesn't even look the same as it does on Instagram.
Problem is people are not paying attention to that. They're paying attention to the story, and then they're just casually glancing at the picture.
Well, Peter Davison, I don't believe anything because of all the fake stuff, and I saw that all these pictures weren't from his Instagram; they were from an AI generated thing on Twitter. So no, he wasn't, and it wasn't real. But anyway, we're not talking about fake nonsense here, okay? And you know what? I feel bad for Shuey because I mean I wasn't a fan. I mean I was always a fan of Mr. H reviews, right?
Yeah.
Because Chris loved Mr. H reviews, right? But when he started talking about Doctor Who, he didn't know what the fuck he was talking about, and I was against that because only we would know if he's full of shit or not, right? So when he started making videos of Doctor Who like that, I'm like, oh, he's full of shit, and I flat out said that, right? So I wasn't. So I'm not like I don't like when Mr. H talks about Doctor Who and he's wrong because he usually isn't wrong. So it ruined his credibility. But you know what the funny thing is with Mr. H reviews, his most popular video of all time is all bullshit about Doctor Who. That video where you see that Shooty was fired for smoking and doing stuff with kids, that was 70 what thousand views or 74, and he's making money off that. He's not removing it, even though it's bullshit, because in the video he said this may be bullshit. It take it with a grain of salt. So they can't do anything legally to him because he said it. But you can't do shit like that. You have to have a moral ground.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to start accusing people of shit like that, even if you say grain of salt, you shouldn't do that because you try to destroy the person's, like, because if it's wrong, that's not fair to the actor, and you're ruining his reputation for YouTube income and views. And I'm still to this day feel that Mr. H reviews is wrong for that, 100%. And I think it wasn't even him. His people told him, like Cultural Casino or something, and then he went with it, the story. But it was complete bullshit, because Shooty's still on the payroll and he's still filming. So anyway, I'm sorry, Scott. I know it's late. I know you said it would be a quick one, and it turned out to be a half hour. How you doing? You doing okay?
Doing good.
All right. So you want to say anything before we go?
Only that what we just talked about, the one dude Noel better watch his ass, because if it gets out, and the little Queen gal, like you said,
Queen Charlotte.
Queen Charlotte needs to watch her ass.
She's gotten a little brave lately too. I never seen her.
The fact that they made those allegations, they can set themselves for a big old libel case.
I got to tell you, I never had an issue.
They think that lawsuit could shut them down entirely.
I never had an issue with Queen Charlotte until she started fucking talking complete bullshit. And I usually don't do that and come on heavy against someone like that. But, men and women are created equal. And if you're being a bitch, you're being a fucking bitch.
You're going to get called out.
And I'm going to call you out for lying about Ncuti Gatwa and making a whole presentation and a campaign against Ncuti Gatwa, that he doesn't care about Doctor Who. He doesn't love Doctor Who. He's not showing up for Doctor Who. And I proved you wrong on everything, Queen Charlotte, that the guy did 2 movies, a music video, and a play, but he still filmed a segment. But obviously he can't fucking be at the prom because he was fucking doing a rehearsal for the fucking play. Like, what is wrong with these people? And I'm sorry, but they are dumber than fucking bricks.
They're so determined to be that one. See, what they're wanting to do is,
I guess Queen Charlotte's trying to be somebody.
We were wrong all these millions of times, but yet that one time we were right. See, we were right that one time.
I guess Queen Charlotte's going to have her own podcast and her own YouTube videos, and she's trying to be fucking
I'll
YouTube
say it right
famous.
here. The fact that you want to libel someone that much, you need to be taken off the air.
Right. Exactly. Like, that comes out as, like, totally definitively AI. They need to all apologize. Queen Charlotte especially, because she fucking
Yeah.
All of a sudden she's talking like a fucking parakeet or a parrot, like she's kind of before like a little. Now she's reserved. Now she's flat out making like she's an expert. That Shooty don't give a fuck and he's done. Listen, and it's one thing, Queen Charlotte, you don't like Doctor Who, you want to
Yeah.
cancel, but you have a responsibility to the Whovian community that if you're going to do Doctor Who news or you're going to do stuff on streams or whatever, you need to know what the fuck you're talking about before you open up your fucking mouth and start talking shit. And you look like a goddamn fucking asshole, stupid bitch, that you made up all this shit about Shruti Gatwa. And the whole fucking live stream is based off of a fucking AI fake generated shit. It was never on his Instagram. It was on some guy's Tumblr. Now, why would this guy, right? Think about this. How would this guy get pictures of Shruti Gatwa that Shruti Gatwa doesn't even have released on Instagram? Right? It's an AI. I watched a podcast before, right? I watched the guy's video before. He was having a fight with Matt Smith, 11th Doctor AI, right? And when you're listening to it, the guy sounds exactly like, it has Matt Smith's voice, and the AI believes it is the Doctor. It has the knowledge of the Doctor's episodes. And he's talking about River Song. He's talking about the Master. He's talking about this. I was amazed that this thing didn't take over the world.
Yeah.
Like, this thing was intelligent, and the guy was fighting with the 11th Doctor AI. So we know the fake Jenna Ortega thing from Wednesday, Addams Family.
Yeah.
We know the fake Wolverine thing. We know the fake pictures of Trump and Kamala Harris AIs kissing each other like they're lovers. We seen the AI yesterday of the kid, the baby infant fighting the panda and the dog, right? This is AI Shruti Gatwa that this guy created on his Tumblr, because on his Tumblr is a gay Tumblr that all these men kissing each other. This is not Shruti Gatwa, and this is not Shruti Gatwa's stuff. This is this guy's stuff, right? And I can't believe that they could be that fucking stupid. And I have to rip into them because you do a fuck up like that, Queen Charlotte, Jack Rabbit, Matt Pod, Noel, and Problem Being. You do a whole fucking live stream bashing Shruti Gatwa's behavior when it never existed and was a fake AI. You're fucking dumber than bricks, bad Whovians. You're a bunch of fucking idiots, and you need to not only apologize, but you should really not fucking ever talk about Doctor Who again on live stream. You should not infect anybody else.
It serves them right for RTD, Shooty, and all those other.
I'm going to go far as saying Queen Charlotte needs to resign and not try to ruin Type 40 podcast with her fucking behavior. She needs to make a video apologizing that she was that fucking stupid that she didn't know that it was an AI Shruti Gatwa.
No, she knew. She knew.
You think she knew?
I think she knew. I think she knew.
So she risked her whole career.
She knew before. She was either told it was fake and told to keep her mouth shut, or she automatically realized it was fake. So she basically.
So she's not stupid at all.
Yeah, either way.
She's not fucking dumb in their brick. She just knew she was lying.
Yeah, she knew. She knew.
Wow.
Like I said, either beforehand was told, or she realized looking at it was fake.
Well, I always thought highly of her. I don't think it anymore. I'm very disappointed in Queen Charlotte. So I thought she had common sense, but I guess not. And no, he's a lost fucking cause anyway. He's a lost bragging. Cause. When you celebrate that you're fighting with police and you think you're fucking famous and you're proud of it, like he was telling me that time in a Facebook Messenger how fucking proud he is that he got beat up by the police and arrested, and that's his moment of fame. I'm like, wow. I don't know about that. I don't need to do shit like that.
He probably led it into it so he could make himself look the victim.
I'm glad you were in the newspaper the first time, but I've been in the newspaper like 35 fucking times. So I guess I don't really think of that. But I guess he needed to be famous. So, to each their own. You want to be a thug loser doing shit like that? Okay, you ain't getting anywhere, by the way. You may be famous, but you're not really doing anything for your country.
Yeah.
You're just promoting yourself. You don't give a fuck about Ireland. You give a fuck about yourself. And that's what it's always been with him and Problem Being. Two fucking losers that just full of shit liars. But anyway, we had to do this video covering that because, you know, AI is just a dangerous thing this day and age, and
Yep.
you got some stupid bad Whovians out there. All right, thank you guys. Thank you, Scott. Take care. Bye for now.